Right everyone, there's another van talk, which is a popular topic, still boiling hot in England, for us anyway. I mean, I know it's only saying 19 degrees on there, but it is hot. It has cooled off slightly. So one thing that I see a lot of is apprenticeships, around apprenticeships now. Younger people, they don't have to be younger, you can be an older apprentice as well, and also people asking how to go about having an apprentice officially. So mine, because I've had a couple official ones. So I had someone that when I was this lad's age, when I was younger and I went fishing, his dad used to look after me when I was carp fishing and stuff. And he came, I mean this is 2 years ago now, because he's not far off finishing, to see if he could have an apprenticeship. And at that time we weren't set up for it at all, weren't set up for what you've got to have. I can overview it, and then in comments, if you want to ask any more details stuff, because Keely, my wife, sees to that, she can give a bit more info on specifics, but I can give an overview. So obviously you've got to be set up as a proper company, registered on Companies House, public liability insurance, employers liability insurance. So you need that. Got to provide all PPE. Get their own boots and stuff. I think it's so many. I mean, they do a day at college. You've got to pay them for that day and all. So you're only going to get them 4 days a week. So you got to pay holidays, bank holidays. Don't know, problems with weather obviously don't affect when you get rained off and stuff. Yeah, so it weren't, and then you've got to be all official with HMRC, which a lot of people don't like to do, but you've got to be right official, all above board, tax returns in, they want to know absolutely everything about you. And then you've got to set up, when you set up your companies, you need to set up your PAYE thing as well. Then you've got to do payroll. You've got to set all that up, and it's a right nightmare. Like my wife came from an operations dental manager for dental practices, and it were a struggle. This is why a lot of reason why I don't think there's many about. And it was very difficult to set up. Now I set 2 on at that time. Now one, Alex, so we had. So I took 2 on at once. He sort of left because he couldn't get on with college. He couldn't get on with college sort of thing. He left, but it's been worth it for me with Chad. But then again, you've got to think like you could just have a sort of unofficial apprentice. Because let's be honest, like this college course, it's doing groundworks, and it's not learning on. Like it's obviously learning far more on job, which is not really. The thing is we get paid. It's still a business. I got to earn money, and you can't. There's teaching. These teachers, lecturers, tutors get paid to teach them all, but they don't really teach them all. Half the time they're pissing about in a classroom or doing like A for day and that. A lot of the time with Chad and all is no fault to his tutor, but he was poorly. So he missed stacks, bus strikes, he missed a load of days. So then they do his portfolio and he'll pass. But you got to add it up, like even when I've had one, I would advise be very careful with what you do, because it's a lot of responsibility you're taking on. You have to become an employer, depends how you're running your things. If you've got it all above board, that's going to cost you money. Because you're going to pay why you do tax return and all. A lot of sorting out from, you've got to like print out the pay slips, give them. the holiday thing is whatever, but as you know, in a trade, when we don't got bank holidays, and a lot of time if we're not working, and it's going to cost you, I mean, you've got to pay them. I don't pay what you're supposed to pay for them, pay more. So you've got that, because the actual apprentice one, you've got to, I mean, very quick, they're not going to be happy with you, with what they're supposed to get paid, even though that's just how it is, but very quick, I ain't going to be. Right. I've got to deal with the mums and dads with stuff, if they're funny, mine are not, but a lot will be. There's a lot of responsibility having a young lad like on site, because I mean, if an accident happens and stuff like that, like you're going to be in big trouble. You're going to be in trouble anyway, and then you'll lose it. You have to pay for that and stuff while they're off. Like Chad had a small one, had some tiles drop on him, and had to be off. I paid him, so you've got that. So these are things when people are thinking, oh, I'll get an apprentice, set them on, I'll train them, and it'll all be brilliant. And I mean, if pay them, probably some might be thinking, oh, pay them, and you get, that's one of the main things, a lot of reason why you may want it, is because you get grants. Let me tell you, them grants don't pay for, no, they don't even pay for holiday days you get. They don't even pay for them. So you don't save anything. Like it's probably in like with Chad, it's worked out now. Well, good, and he's a good lad, but it could be very bad as well. It could cost you a lot of money if the stuff's going wrong on jobs. It's just really difficult, isn't it, now, because things are expensive. Clients demand high quality of stuff, and you ain't got no room to be teaching somebody. I mean, maybe back when it were a thing and they did what they're told and they were happy with being paid this and you know what I mean, maybe, but not in this modern world. And that's why it's really gone. Like we know, I mean, apprenticeship program, we're ruined, haven't we, sort of thing. We've got nothing. Even now, there's a massive skill gap, lack of tradesmen. Got loads of people doing it, like thinking, especially landscaping, roofing. A lot of people that think they're doing job, but they're not. They're not tradesmen at all. That's why you see, I mean, our Rife is our stuff for cowboy builders. I mean, it's got its own name. It's massive. How many? I mean, jobs are getting, and the stories about someone started job and it going wrong. I see that. I seem to think it were going up for like 75-80%, because I'm like making track of keeping right. This is the jobs. These at ones. These are saying they've had this done, that's gone wrong, and that's our right percentage one. And it all stems from this apprenticeship program being absolutely ruined. I mean, I was talking to, I can't remember what. I think it may have been like some kind. I think it was a college tutor. It was a job we did in Wickersley, which is where we're just driving through. And he said this was 20 years ago, and he were in Rotherham, in steel industry, so Rotherham, Sheffield, similar areas. And he was there, and he said they said at the time, we're in a rate mess now for apprentices. We need to get them coming through. This was 25 years ago, and they've done nothing. Nothing. They've not made it easy. They've made it incredibly hard. Another thing and all, which fucking causes trouble, is you get the tutors got to come out every so often and just stop you working. Like the amount of times they've come out. I mean, it's like, again, you can't afford to lose no time. Like, even coming out for every day, you can be like, I'm trying to do something, and it's like, so, I mean, it works for me because there's more than one thing, but I know a lot of them are like one-man bands and stuff wanting an apprentice. And it shows you how lacking the system is, because you get so many questions about them. Like, how do I go about setting on apprentice? I see it in Facebook paving groups. How do I go about apprentice? Is it worth it? One thing that might trick people up, which is really valuable information, is this CITV levy, right? It's not right what they do. So that's just some kind of thing that's got, I don't know, they've got some kind of, I don't know if it's a private company, a government body, but they give some money. And I remember seeing that thinking, oh God, this is like, I don't know what it is. So many thousands. And so I was looking into that, and then it was something called Brick Right. landscapes. He's Welsh, and he put a video on, and he says he'd had some apprentices. So say if you have multiple ones and it adds up, you have so much money off them, they come back for that money. Like, it's called a levy. They come back for it every year, and you're stuck paying it. So you've got to pay to have an apprentice. You've got to pay to have him. You've got to pay for mistakes. You've got to pay for holidays. You've got to pay for them to go to college, and then they come back wanting this money back and all. It's proper weird. You'll have to try and look into it, but I remember when he rang me, the CITV man, on about this money, and I said, it sounds like a scam. I thought it was a scam. So it sounds like a scam to me. On about you just signed this and we just give you 10 grand for a year. It sounds like a scam, and I did do it, luckily. So I don't really know what that is. Maybe there's more to it. I don't know, but it's like the apprenticeship program is geared up for these big companies. Clearly it is. Which is who should be training, but they're not, because it's probably too much messing about for them as well. So yeah, if you are thinking about an apprentice, just think about it carefully, look into it. I know it's like an old romantic idea, like I'm going to take a young lad and he's going to be trained and we're going to be ruling the fucking world, me and apprentices, which is what I had. I don't think I'll have another one. Like, and I was proper dead set on helping young'uns, but what I will do now is I'll just take them on as a normal thing, and they'll be an apprentice, but they won't go to college, because quite frankly, the college things they're learning, I want someone to come with our company, and and then they want to stay, right? None of young'uns are bothered about going to college. Like Chad, he don't like it because he likes working. So, and it's just that's all on thingy system. That. What else did I have? And all not long ago. So I had like what they had at colleges. They had like an independent. What did you call us then? Like a, I don't know. They were doing some kind of investigations into the employers and apprentices to see how they dealt with how the college, which is Doncaster, had dealt with apprenticeship program. And this was true. So she's like, "What about this? Well, has he done this? Has he done this?" And I'm like, "What? I don't even know. I don't know what you're talking about." She said, "You've never been told?" I said, "I've been told nothing." It's like even wife could not find out about what the criteria is on course, this and that. I said, "I don't know anything." So I'm here, got this apprentice. I said, "I wouldn't even know what he's doing. We don't even know what course is called. Nobody's explained it to us." I remember I took him to college, like, to do the sign up and that. And I asked them, and I'm like, "So what's criteria? What way?" And they were like, "Oh, we just sign them up. We don't know." Proper, like, shambles are a thing. And she were really, like, took back by it. She said, "What? You don't know?" Because she's independent. She's not with colleges. So it's good they're doing stuff like that, but you shouldn't really need them, should it? Or it certainly shouldn't be having them people looking and it's just a mess. But I didn't know anything. To be honest, mate, I still don't know. Whoa, fucking bin, man. Fucking idiot. I still don't know. I know he's doing groundworks, but I don't know. Like, he'll come and he said, "Oh, we were doing." He came like last week. "Oh, we're doing some edgings." We were fucking doing edgings before he even went to college with me. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what? Like, proper weird. And then when he's done, he'll have done that. He'll have got a groundworks qualification. Like what? What does it matter? It don't mean, oh, I've just had to, we have to pay for fuck knows how many days of college and holidays. For whatever, like. And you know, far more with them days with me. But that's in groundworks, landscaping. There's clear what happened with Chad's classes. There's only about 3 of them. I remember when he started, there were like 20 odd, and I might have been 30 at Tutor came out. They were like, "Oh yeah, we've got 30 loads of people." And I'm thinking, no, you weren't. By end, and there's 3 of them left. There's 3 of them. They've like all gone because there were a company that took like 15 on just to pay them. Like, it's like fucking £3 an hour just doing that. They've all gone, all lot of them. And even Tutor knew they were just setting them on this company, just like that, just chewing through them. I mean, making them do stuff they couldn't do. So it depends what kind of company you are. Like what the people that come work with us, they don't stay. I mean, they don't leave us. Like it's like some after I've had to let go, but they don't leave because it's that good a carry on. So we're not that. So that's probably why it might not have been best decision for us really, because. I mean, I did think, oh well, they're bound to you, but such as Chad, I know that if he didn't go to college, we'd have been in the same situation anyway. He'd probably been on a bit more because he's done over that 2 years. How many days at college? He could have been doing more work stuff. Because, like I say, they've got the ways in college, and they're like archaic. You know what I mean? They're like on about doing like block paving, like they're not rectangular block paving. It's like it's fucking gone. That block. You know what I mean? It's so outdated, but that's how that system runs, isn't it? Because it takes so long to get things through that it's just pointless, to be fair. So yeah, if you're thinking about an apprentice, like look into everything. Make sure you've got all your stuff in order because they want to know everything. Are they going to look into stuff because you've got an apprentice? Probably. It probably flashes you up on a bit more systems, to be fair. Probably going to get you think it would. They think, you know what I mean, they might give you some birth with an apprentice. But it's just what bothered me is because it was more the health and safety aspect and thinking if someone you're at work and they're all in college and all in this system, like you're going to be in a right mess. But I mean, you'd feel terrible anyway. And then you get people like I was talking to a plumber on one of the jobs. He said my who I was doing his apprenticeship with, you were a plumber. And he says he used to have me, because he had to pay me for college, he used to have me going at like 6 in the morning, working like 7, 8 at night, and he had to work Saturdays because he had to pay him and all. Now, maybe that's why it's not worked for me, because I'm too fair with people, I suppose. Too good with him. Like, so Chad paying him more than an apprentice wage, like pretty early on. Oh my God, I've got completely the wrong fucking way, me talking away. Look at this grass, man, it's burnt to fuck. So yeah, so another van talk on apprenticeships. If you want a bit more details, get some comments below, and Keely will answer you. Some experiences too. What for apprentices you've had, some funny stories, what you did on your apprenticeship. Like mine was with my dad. I weren't an official apprentice, I just went to work. I think that's the way to go these days. We've got young Ben, whose missus is moving up to him. And he said, oh, Sean, about doing beauty. I said, don't do anything. I said, go to Aldi. There's an Aldi warehouse. Get that job and you'll watch where she is at 21. That's the thing to do. Don't go to college and uni and blazing about 60 grand in debt that you'll never be able to pay off. Work your way up, which I was talking about this with Keely, which, if you remember, that was the way, weren't it? And then they've pushed institution in, academic stuff, push it towards uni, because they've got a monopoly on it. Do you know what I mean? They'll give you that money all day to go to school, but you want to start a business, go to a bank and ask for 50 grand. They'll say, get fucked off. Fucking no chance. But you want to go to uni when you ain't got a clue what you want to do. There you go. They'll give you all that money for, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of bollocks, to be honest. Proper load of bollocks, all that system. And now it's turned back where you can actually work your way up. Like, they had a good run with it, but it's like people who are like uni, it's like, it's not really very good, is it? And like proper pushing on people, oh no, you need your paperwork, your degrees. It's like trade used to get laughed at, but now we're laughing his ass off, to be fair, aren't we? Trades now. I used to get shit off at teachers, me like, you're going to be, why don't you be more, why don't you be more? I'm like, well, I'll see now them teachers like fucking slaving away and that, and a lot of snotty kids all over the place. Yeah, get your experiences below. I always end up pissed off on these van rants. I fucking do. I'm going to get really pissed off. Right, so like, subscribe, share it around, and we'll see you next time, ladies and gents. See you later.